Hey guys, Crystal Thompson here for Simon Says Stamp. Today I have the newest August card kit. I am so excited. I'm going to be showing you 4 rainbow inspired cards using the contents of your kit and very basic supplies. For this first one, we're using a rainbow assortment of the Simon Says Stamp inks. These are dye inks, which are water based and are going to be perfect for our ink smooshing technique. For our sentiment, we are using the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black, which is a hybrid ink you can use for your watercolor or your Copics. Alright, so first up, we're going to begin with our ink smooshing. I have a piece of acetate with a little bit of a background paper here so you can see, and I'm going to begin creating a circular rainbow using the ink colors. I'm going to begin with the red, following the rainbow order and just using the very edge of my ink pad to stamp that ink pad onto the acetate. And I'm going to go all the way through. I'm going to have about a quarter of a circle done. Once that is done, I'm going to spritz it with water. It's going to activate those water molecules. Then I have 2 pieces of cardstock. One is my card base and one is my card panel. My card panel is watercolor cardstock. You can also do this on the white piece of cardstock that's included in your kit. I like to use watercolor cardstock because it absorbs the water a little bit better. But look what a gorgeous circular rainbow we created. If you want to do it again, we're going to spritz it again. And then we're going to place our paper, we're going to just rub it a little bit. And as you can see, we have a beautiful rainbow circular. Okay, once that is dry, which took about 5 minutes, you can speed up with your heat gun. I'm going to stamp it's your happy. And my thought behind it was that you could use it for anything like an encouragement card instead of a birthday card. I'm going to get my tape runner and I'm going to place this cardstock over my card base and leaving about a quarter of an inch to frame it. Once that's done, we are ready to assemble our card. So I have stamped my little panda bear and it's ready to go, and I have placed some foam adhesive on the back. I'm going to place him kind of on the center. Then I'm going to place a little present again that I have stamped, pre-colored, and cut. And then for a finishing touch, I'm going to go ahead and add some clear glue, and this is a Tombow. And I'm going to link everything below, and everything you see on this you can find in the Simon Says Stamp store. To finish up, I'm going to embellish with some clear Pretty Pink Posh confetti sequins. You can use any sequin you like. As long as it's clear, I think you'll get a really nice look. As you can see, it was a super easy card to make, and how fun is it? So now we are going to move on to our second card. So we're going to continue with the rainbow motif for this. We're going to be using Party Like a Panda. Again, I have stamped, pre-colored, and cut my panda. For this one, we're going to be using Birthday Cake Panda. We're going to be doing some repetitive stamping backgrounds, again using some rainbow colors for this. So we're going to be doing some rainbow ombre on the sentiment. Now you're wondering, how are we doing this? We're going to follow the rainbow pattern. So we're going to select one edge of our sentiment stamp, and we're going to come in and using the very edge of our ink pads to ink up the edging. And if you have too much ink, feel free to clean it off with your fingers. You see what I'm doing, and that way you leave enough room for the next color. We're going to stamp that down on the center bottom of our cardstock, and let me show you here just a little bit of what it ended up looking like. So we have a gorgeous rainbow motif sentiment going on. Now we're going to repeat the process for the presents. I have placed all the present stamps on an acrylic block, and then I'm going to come in and again use the very corners and edges of those ink pads to create a rainbow. I'm going to stamp it once, and then honestly I'm going to do second generation stamping and stamp it twice, and you get this really pretty very soft second stamping. We're going to do it all over the card and create that background, not going over that party time sentiment. We're going to place the little birthday panda cake guy right at the center, and no embellishments needed with this one. The repetitive stamping really takes care of any embellishment needed. Okay, card number 3. I'm telling you, we're going through these quick. We're going to be using one of the sentiments from the Party Like a Panda. This is one of the smaller ones. We're going to stamp on the lower left part of our cardstock. And of course, all my cards are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to tag or link all the products used, and you can find everything on the Simon Says store. We're going to be using some purple tape, which is masking tape. You can also use some washi tape. That's not very sticky. We're going to use the Fossil ink from Simon Says, and as you can see, this is a beautiful gray ink color, and the reason we have the mask is it's going to create a very nice line. This is going to be kind of like the bottom, the ground for our little panda, and I have pre-colored stamped and cut out the panda that's kind of laying down along with some of the balloons. We're going to remove that masking. As you can see, you get this beautiful line. This is a great way to create scenes. Then using the Simon Says stamp ink in the blue, this is Malibu, we're gonna create it and use it as a shadow. I just felt that that blue would be really pretty. It's very light, and I'm gonna continue to blend in that color, building that color up. And honestly, I did want it to have some of that color pop out from behind the little panda, so that's why I blended it further out. I'm going to grab some foam adhesive. I'm going to place foam on the back of my little panda. I have foam adhesive on the back of the balloons, and the balloons are just kind of going to stick over on the the right side. And my reasoning for that is to keep it clean and very simple and let that sentiment really pop out. And that does it. We don't need any further embellishment for this card. Last but not least, we're going to continue with our rainbow motif here. We have the little panda that's sitting down, and I've colored his little hat with watercolor markers, Zic watercolor markers. We're going to begin with some Heavy Doodle memo tape. This is not included in the kit, but you need this. It's like Post-its, but in a tape, and you can use it for masking. So I'm going to begin by masking the very top. It's about 1 inch long, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to grab my blue, and this is Distress Oxide, and I'm going to start on the left and bring all that color to the right. I'm going to speed up my blending. It did take me about 10 minutes. I'm going to remove that heavy memo tape, move on to my purple color, continue blending, and honestly, it's not perfect because these colors do blend into each other. However, the rainbow theme that we have going on will follow. This is a great way to create your own very rainbow DIY background for your cards. All you have to keep doing is just keep moving your masking. If you don't have the Heavy Doodle memo tape, you can use some printer tape, you can use purple tape. My idea with not using purple tape is that then the color does not end up on the bottom part of your masking, because that seems to happen a lot. We're going to continue with our Distress Oxides. If you do not have Distress Oxides, any ink that is water-based will blend nicely with this. Then I'm going to spritz it with water so it reacts with the water. Once it's dry, I'm ready to assemble my card. I have a scrap piece of Nina 110 pound included in the kit. I'm going to stamp, oh my gosh, let's celebrate. We are going to bring our paper trimmer, and we are going to trim that sentiment to create a little ribbon. You can get a little more creative than I have than stamping it in black and stamping it in the purple or any color you like. I really want to leave the rainbow motif idea to be the main event here. So I'm going to place that sentiment behind my panda that has some foam adhesive. I'm going to cut off the excess, and then I'm going to place the little panda. Then for our embellishment on this, we're going to be using some white paint. And we're going to be using white paint. I will have a video again using the white paint on with our little pandas. Look how fun. Again, that is all. We created 4 cards under 10 minutes. I appreciate you sticking along with me. I will be tagging all the products used for these cards at the bottom description. Be sure to click subscribe, and if you like this video, please click like so I can continue providing videos like this to you. Thank you so much for sticking by. Have a great day.